Ensuring seamless new hire onboarding in construction organizations with KanBo. The method of integrating new workers into their responsibilities and the company is crucial for the construction sector. If a construction organization relies on an elaborate onboarding procedure as a novel strategy to assist recent hires to get acquainted with workplace procedures and the organizational culture, it can result in enhanced job satisfaction and retention. Onboarding shouldn't be considered a solitary process but a component of an overall company training and integration program. It is becoming more challenging to recruit and retain the younger generation in the industry as more youngsters continue to join the job market. Because of the ongoing lack of competent labor resources in the construction sector, it is more critical than ever to guarantee that employees are happy with their positions and the firm as a whole. Construction companies understand that their workers are their most prized asset, which further underscores the necessity of starting each new recruit off on the right foot. When hiring a new employee, every construction firm has a vested interest in making the onboarding process as smooth as possible for the new talent while also making sure that the new hire is happy with their work environment. To streamline the onboarding process, KanBo software provides a central information hub with complete transparency along with all the required tools to build and optimize key business procedures. Understanding onboarding and what it means for construction companies. While there is no official definition of onboarding in the construction industry, it usually refers to the process of hiring new employees and providing transitional assistance from both technical and administrative perspectives. Depending on the size, scope, and nature of work, different construction companies can have varied onboarding processes that align with their unique goals and expectations. There is a lot more to onboarding than just welcoming a new employee to your organization and getting them introduced to the right people. A streamlined onboarding process involves the following: ensuring that the employee fully understands the terms and conditions of their employment along with organizational policies and basic culture. Developing familiarity with all of their key duties and responsibilities as well as letting them know about the reporting structure. Providing information about the essentials such as their job timing, location, the possibility of remote work, and available digital resources. Introducing them to the immediate work peers and reporting supervisors as well as key personnel in the organization. Delivering all the necessary information about the IT infrastructure, how it works, and the company policy and etiquette for using the IT system. All of these are just fundamental steps that must be a part of the onboarding process of every efficient construction organization. They can be sorted into different categories including administrative, provisioning, orientation, introduction, and performance evaluation activities. This may not be quite apparent, but having an effective and well put together onboarding approach can have a multitude of benefits. Enhanced employee engagement and retention. When you are clear about the role, your new employee does not feel confused or overwhelmed with all the new information. They know and understand what is expected of them, and that fosters a work environment where duties are clearly articulated to enhance worker engagement, boost productivity, and an elevated sense of achieving shared goals. Better understanding of business goals. Generally, when new hire gets on board, they do not fully grasp the scope and magnitude of business goals. However, a well-defined onboarding process can help them develop an understanding of how their duties and responsibilities can directly enable the organization to achieve its business objectives. This evokes motivation and enhances job satisfaction. Elevated work productivity and quality. When a construction organization develops and encourages a culture of making new talent feel welcome in the new environment, provides them with all the resources and knowledge to get on top of their job, and explains how company goals are dependent on their performance, new employees are much more open to taking on new work and responsibilities. This way the company gets better productivity and work quality. Helps attract top industry talent. Many construction organizations tend to alienate the top talent because of their subpar recruitment and onboarding strategies. A seamless onboarding approach doesn't only make potential candidates feel welcomed, but they know that the organization is well managed and knows how to deliver. This gives the company a better opportunity to hire top talent. Creates a collaborative work environment. The better the onboarding process, the better the communication in the organization. This helps in developing and nurturing a collaborative work environment that facilitates communication and coordination between all employees, whether new or old. It means that new talent can integrate quickly and start delivering on their tasks. KanBo can help construction organizations build a digital hub for open communication so they don't have to worry about silos formed by conventional channels such as email. Improved accommodation of new talent. Creating an inclusive culture within the organization is critical, which is why each new hire must grasp what the organization structure appears like and whether or not they blend in. Onboarding helps new employees learn the ethos, helping them feel more at ease and mindful of how others act, engage, and communicate with clients and various other stakeholders. Having discussions about the organizational goals, mission, and principles early and frequently throughout the employee tenure aids in building momentum. Major onboarding challenges for construction organizations. The onboarding process may be difficult for both incoming employees and hiring organizations, and so these issues can soon turn into major complications that can reduce efficiency. By gaining a better grasp of these challenges, it is possible to enhance current onboarding procedures. Onboarding may be difficult for new employees for a variety of reasons, including the following: reconciliation of generational and cultural disparities. In the midst of the onboarding process, it is critical to recognize and appreciate personal cultural variations. For instance, anyone accustomed to working in mega corporations would encounter a distinct cultural environment while switching to a company that operates on a smaller scale. In addition, diversity in cultural elements may also be caused by someone arriving from a totally different region as well as by distinct behavioral patterns connected with that region. Sociocultural, generational, and other disparities may also produce friction among new hires and current staff. It is crucial to know how an induction procedure that works for one demographic or generational cohort may not be favorable to another. Be it through the use of automation in the onboarding process or through more in-person talks, various demographics and cultural perspectives toward the process must be adjusted by targeting inclusion and soliciting input to enhance the onboarding approach. Delivering too much information too early. It's typical for new employees to get overwhelmed by all the new information and responsibilities being thrown their way. The environment is foreign to them, everybody is a stranger to them, and they have no idea what to anticipate from the position, the firm, or their responsibilities. As a result, one of the major mistakes in the new employee orientation is to overwhelm them with excessive information in the form of instructions, guidelines, and recommendations. Simply put, it might be too much. While it may appear to be beneficial to throw everything at a new recruit on day one, this strategy might lead to a negative experience and potentially cause someone to leave. An effective remedy to this issue is to spread out the onboarding process and knowledge transfer across multiple days or even weeks. You may also communicate a variety of knowledge online instead of hauling individuals into presentations or face-to-face meetings. There are pragmatic strategies, such as the internet or internet-based digital resources, that may be used to relieve stress on new employees. This is where a digital hub of information and knowledge like KanBo can help construction organizations build a resource that can be utilized by new employees whenever they need it. Unclear objectives and flexible job description. Many employees who work in the construction industry report that there is an absence of clarity when they start working in a new organization. While this is not that unusual, leaving too much to the imagination or self-learning can be a risky move. When new hires don't know their objectives clearly, they are more likely to make mistakes and omit urgent and critical tasks. The onboarding process is the best moment to explicitly highlight the key job roles and expectations. That's how the new hires know how their performance will be evaluated and scored. Usually, this component of onboarding gets overlooked because the human resources department and the technical team fail to collaborate and create an outline of a clear job role. This particular issue gets exacerbated when the job description posted for attracting new candidates doesn't completely align with the real job responsibilities. Oftentimes, companies consider the job descriptions to be fluid, so they continue to add or remove certain expectations and duties. This is a major challenge for employees, as they are more likely to move on to a new job if they find themselves responsible for tasks and job roles they didn't sign up for. Unfortunately, many companies fail to highlight this role flexibility during the onboarding process, leading to further issues. Subpar employee engagement. One of the important factors that many construction organizations fail to appreciate is that onboarding is a continuous process. It doesn't get over in a couple of days, but should last over a stretched period of time, depending on the complexity and scope of the job. Inadequate involvement often results in lower output, instability in management, lack of bonding with work colleagues, and problematic professional interactions on the job. The process of onboarding should include other workers in the process just as much as the management. It requires patience, but demonstrating to new workers the significance of their position and how their responsibilities contribute to the company's success may help raise job satisfaction. With a major part of a new hire's experience being tied to their manager, it's clear why it's critical to include their position in this process, and why educating, mentoring, and supporting managers is critical to developing strong and enduring connections among team members. Insufficient investment in onboarding process. Onboarding used to be an afterthought for the construction industry. An hour of showing around and a brief training presentation or video-based guidance were considered to be more than adequate. However, that has changed in the recent decades, with onboarding turning into a strategic growth aspect for the industry. Now, it's not just about hiring new employees, but providing them with all the information and tools to ensure they continue to work for the organization in the long term. This is why many construction companies are now focusing on delivering experience instead of just ensuring compliance. On the other hand, some construction organizations still find themselves stuck in the past, where they either have failed or lack the resources to adapt and develop a seamless onboarding strategy that puts them in a leading position. Sustainable Development Objective by United Nations. Construction companies are directly relevant to the achievement of Goal 9, which was adopted by the Department of Economic and Social Affairs of the United Nations. It promotes modernization that is both sustainable and inclusive, while also encouraging large-scale businesses to make investments in and construct infrastructure that is durable. In addition to this, the objective forces companies to cultivate an atmosphere of innovation, which must be supported by vigorous research and development. Here, it is important to note that as the baby boomer generation retires and gets replaced by younger millennials and Generation Z workers, it has become more crucial than ever for construction organizations to integrate environment friendliness and sustainability into their mission, as these issues are close to the heart of younger generations. Goals for environmental stewardship that construction businesses should strive toward. Providing access to sustainable and robust infrastructure. Infrastructure development that is both environmentally conscious and certified, in conjunction with the deployment of various PPP models. Deployment of infrastructure, including the construction of new transportation facilities and the expansion of the telecommunications system, should be pursued by construction companies along with participation in industrial groups for the betterment of the communities the organizations work in. Encouraging healthy lifestyles and overall well-being. This encompasses the promotion of health and safety in the workplace, as well as the provision of health services and sporting activities for workers, including the development of real estate in the healthcare business. Corporate sponsorship and citizenship should be practiced so that the communities in which businesses are based may reap the benefits of their efforts. Educational opportunities that are open to all. every employee can access a vast array of options for ongoing education, in addition to the building and running of academic institutions. In addition, there should be a promotion of intellectual efforts, as well as interaction with academic institutions, participation in corporate social responsibility and sponsorship programs, and engagement in programs that assist the development of new talent. Sustainable and lasting management of water supply and sanitation. In addition to the construction of water supply and wastewater treatment and disposal systems, it is imperative that flood protection and water treatment facilities also be developed simultaneously. Throughout the whole construction process, businesses have to prioritize the preservation of the environment and green initiatives. Economical access to green energy. Alongside the construction of ecologically responsible buildings and other types of infrastructure, it is crucial to construct energy infrastructure projects. It is important for companies in the construction industry to both construct and run renewable energy installations. How construction organizations can create a seamless onboarding strategy. It's critical for construction organizations seeking quick onboarding strategies to realize that effective onboarding is a prerequisite. It is no longer just an option but a mandatory procedure. Safety training for site workers, introduction to the environment and key personnel, and orientation should be included in the onboarding process for new hires. The process can be streamlined with the following steps. Rely on digital resources to take onboarding online. It is fascinating to see how construction businesses handle the onboarding of new employees. With an effective onboarding process, you can assist new recruits to get to know senior employees and introduce them to your organization's values in an efficient and effective manner. In order for new employees to be successful, they should always be given the knowledge they require to do their work well. Employees who are unaware of how to carry out their duties are more inclined to be discontent with their workplace and more likely to experience an accident as well. Many construction firms cite a lack of resources as one of the prime causes for their lack of an extensive onboarding procedure. There are a lot of different issues that human resource managers have to take care of, so this is entirely plausible. Online training might be a solution to this problem. To ensure that all new employees get the same training, construction firms have turned to online training to assist them to keep their onboarding procedures uniform. With no gaps in knowledge, you can be confident a new recruit is fully prepared and educated about the most important topics. Additionally, you may quickly make changes to online resources if that becomes necessary. You'll never have to worry about your training becoming outdated. This is where KanBo can act as a highly functional and feature-rich resource. Construction businesses can conduct online training with more efficiency in terms of time. You no longer have to wait for someone to be available to go through the material with a new employee. Alternatively, you and your new employee may get information at a time that works best for both of you. Every moment is used to its full potential. No matter how many new employees you need to teach, you'll be able to do it swiftly and efficiently with on-demand training available through KanBo. Simplify and automate administrative procedures. An important element of every new employee's onboarding is submitting documentation, signing employment agreements, and reviewing terms and conditions, but it should be handled as fast and effectively as feasible. There is hardly anyone who likes to deal with administrative responsibilities which slow down the learning for your new employee and create a boring working environment. An alternative is to pre-deliver all necessary paperwork, manuals, and information to new hires so that they may familiarize themselves with them prior to their first day on the job. Not only will your new hire be more confident on their first day, but they will also have more time to learn about the organization and meet other workers. If your company is hiring remote workers, getting them to submit documentation is one of the most tedious tasks. Using modern technologies can make this task easier. Set up the platform to send an email to your new recruit as soon as they agree to your contract and fill out the necessary documents. Your new recruits will be able to complete all of the necessary documentation prior to their first day on the job, allowing them to begin technical learning or start working right away. Many of these administrative routines can be automated to deliver an identically exceptional experience to every prospect. Create a welcoming onboarding experience. You can either make the first day of any employee completely forgettable or particularly memorable. There is a tendency for new workers to be pushed into their responsibilities and expected to immediately begin working. No matter how well-intentioned certain employees may be, they are unlikely to be content with the firm or even contemplate working there for the long term. It has been shown that efficient training programs may minimize the attrition rate, which translates into creating a more appealing workplace for other potential new hires to work. The following are a few suggestions for improving the onboarding process. New hires should be assigned a guide, a seasoned employee who can assist them with any queries and problems they may have throughout the transitional phase. Ensure that new hires are given all the tools and information they require to perform their duties in an effective manner. This will assist new employees to understand what the company expected from them and how they should go about their work. The onboarding process should be pleasant. It can help to have a new employee gathering where current workers and new hires may get to meet one another and develop familiarity on a regular basis. Include team-building events that will make the new recruit feel more accepted and part of the firm. New hires could be given a welcome gift that includes business-branded promo goods, confectionery, a bottle of wine, and perhaps a note autographed by all or some of the employees greeting them to the firm. Send out an email to the whole organization introducing the new employee and inviting them to join the team. Share common goals and provide the tools for success. Because of the scarcity of qualified construction workers, it's critical to get new hires excited and involved in the company right away. Communicating your organizational objectives, strategy, and methods of operation are all part of this. Employees working from home or the outdoors won't have as much exposure to the corporate culture as those working in the office. There should be no ambiguity about the distinctions between office and field operations in regards to culture and expectations. Using construction software, construction organizations can equip their new employees with the most up-to-date tools to accomplish their work effectively. New workers will become more inclined to join your firm if you have contemporary technology, including digital task management, data input, informational accessibility, and work visibility. It is critical that new employees get enough technology education throughout the onboarding process so that they may become proficient in using the software. As the program is updated and improved on a constant schedule, this will be a continuous process. You can guarantee that your new recruits are both efficient and motivated by deploying full software. Start your onboarding process from educational institutions. It's a good idea to think of today as the training ground for tomorrow's talented individuals. In order to pique the interest of young people in working for their company early on, construction firms should foster and nurture lasting relationships with educational institutions. Internship selection processes and extended undergraduate vocational courses should be used to keep in touch with smart and motivated students. These are critical to attracting and retaining young people who are interested in a career in construction. As a result of their efforts on social media, modern construction companies aligned with the younger generation's inclinations are more likely to obtain a large number of application submissions. Businesses in the construction sector should advertise their employment opportunities on job boards and on social media platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Talent, discipline, work ethic, and prior work expertise should be the primary considerations in the hiring process. Recruitment procedures may now be carried out digitally because of the rise in the number of people working from home. Reimagine the employment experience. No onboarding process is complete without focusing on long-term retention and employee engagement. When it comes to recruiting and retaining employees, construction industry businesses may speed up the onboarding process, look at staff needs and past compensation, and spend more on growing their networks of future workforce to guarantee that they have access to the talents they desire. As a short-term solution, firms might emphasize reviewing job applications and reducing stages in both the screening and onboarding process. Commercial and public sectors should consider shortening the recruiting process and shifting to a more expertise-oriented strategy in the longer future. Employee engagement and recruitment depend on insight as to what workers value in addition to compensation. When it comes to finding a new job, individuals are looking at more than just salary and perks when deciding where to go. Post-pandemic employment turnover research has found that employees are putting greater importance on independence, freedom, assistance, and upward growth. Over time, the construction sector may want to rethink how it approaches recruiting, training, and retaining employees. Collaboration with academic institutions may help start the process of finding and developing fresh talent immediately. These collaborations might raise the profile of a profession in the industry and guarantee that new hires arrive with the necessary qualifications before being put to work. Role of KanBo in streamlining new hire onboarding. You need a pliable and all-encompassing digital platform that can act as the central nervous system for all of your activities, regardless of the size of your company or how long it has been in business. Any construction company might potentially benefit from KanBo's work and business process management platform due to its versatility and agility. Because with KanBo, it is no longer essential for construction contractors to form bureaucratic silos, which restrict cooperation between departments and the production of new ideas and innovations. Every single company that KanBo works with receives every component necessary to construct any kind of hierarchical structure, from the highest-ranking executive to the most junior member of staff. A digital headquarters for C-level executives may be KanBo. Senior-level executives may use KanBo to find crucial information inside the company's network of collaborators, such as plans and projects, tasks, expertise, and internal communications. If requested, an agile work management software may also serve as a digital headquarters for senior management. Thanks to KanBo's comprehensive perspective, executives in the construction industry now have fast access to data and analytics presented in a highly visual format. A company's whole onboarding strategy may profit from its capacity to make quick yet informed decisions. Low-code platform from KanBo can be used by citizen developers. A low-code strategy has many advantages, including faster application delivery and less hand coding. Citizen developers, such as business analysts and project managers with just a basic understanding of programming, may now create applications utilizing a low-code platform. Non-technical employees may have a stronger impact on the company in a number of ways, including reducing IT backlogs and eliminating shadow IT. As a consequence, a more efficient operating design is produced. Simply said, this leads to disruptive developments. If you don't have any programming experience, KanBo is a great no-code option. Developers and non-developers alike may utilize no-code development platforms, NCDPs, to build application software utilizing graphical user interfaces and settings rather than traditional computer programming. Those in the organization center who are unfamiliar with coding may struggle. In terms of speeding up the application development process, KanBo and other no-code development platforms are equal to low-code development platforms. Companies depend on these platforms due to an increasing number of mobile workers and a scarcity of skilled software developers. When it comes to managing projects and workflows, information workers can rely on KanBo. Processes, on the other hand, are protracted actions with distinct stages that must be completed in order to attain a certain goal. KanBo's platform contains all of the tools employees need to manage projects and operations successfully. Using the software's building blocks, information workers from various teams and departments may easily engage and communicate. Final word. the process of onboarding new employees is becoming a key growth sector. The requirement to recruit, retain, and keep the most qualified candidates at a time when human resources departments are changing their emphasis away from regulatory compliance and toward practical experience. The utilization of tools such as KanBo can assist not only to expedite and facilitate the onboarding process but also further cultivate the requisite for managers and human resource staff to ensure employee satisfaction and organizational commitment, in addition to clearly defining the assessment processes that are required in employee training and development. Using KanBo, construction companies can develop effective onboarding strategies that make it easier to keep current employees as well as hire young ones. They can facilitate personal growth, which is essential for retaining construction employees and preserving the business as a viable option for one to work and build a career. In simpler words, KanBo enables you to create an onboarding process that is well worth the effort, both in terms of time and money that your business invests.